When it comes to non-horror games, every so often game writers and designers will create a role that will completely knock our socks off, and not for the right reasons. Some of these personas are so ridiculously scary that they then bypass their horror counterparts. In today's video, we'll discuss 10 terrifying non-horror characters that'll probably have you looking under your bed tonight. In no particular order, let's dive in. To start with, we have the king of the underworld, Hades, at number 10. One of the primary reasons for gamers around the world to buy the PlayStation 3 back in the day was God of War 3. It would make sense as the game was the closure to Kratos' main narrative and made for the perfect conclusion to the Greek mythology stage. Two other incentives were the epic boss battles and the inclusion of a plethora of main Greek gods, which fans couldn't wait to get their hands on. One such battle was against Hades, the Underworld King. The Santa Monica studio artists really hit a home run by bringing the god of the dead to life, resulting in the clash being not only one of the best in the game, but the entire God of War franchise. The undefined face of the villain with the spiky body made for a hella creepy villain. We'd rate him a solid 7 out of 10 on our scary scale. Following up at number 9, the Icon of Sin. Doom Eternal quickly became one of the most well-received first-person shooter games shortly after its release in 2020. The immersive experience featured amazing design and superb gunplay, and was generally more satisfying and fun to play as compared to its predecessor from 2016. The first-person narrative was executed so well that we could closely feel we were in the protagonist's shoes. Do you know what great design and gunplay go well with? You guessed it right, a worthy villain. Also, what would be the point of great design and super satisfying gunplay if the antagonist of the storyline is mediocre? Well, Doom Eternal delivers on all fronts and featured the Icon of Sin, a terrifying final boss. Not only was it a formidable opponent, but its appearance was just as grotesque. Among the many monsters in the franchise, the Icon of Sin sits at a comfortable 6 out of 10 for us. Next up, Westworld Man in Black meets Facial Scars. At number 8, we have Skullface. So, we're not the only one who sees Skullface's resemblance to Westworld's Man in Black, right? Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain is the 5th installment in the long-running series by the iconic Hideo Kojima and Konami. The game follows the story of Venom, Snake, and his journey to metamorphosizing into the big boss who's been spotted in other Metal Gear Solid games. The world building for the game is done spectacularly well, with attention to minute details from protagonists to concepts, designs, and even supporting characters. While playing, our attention kept getting drawn to the uber-menacing antagonist, Skullface. He serves as the commander of the shady XOF unit. While the supernatural factor may not be the highest for Skullface, his menacing and intimidating demeanor put him at an 8 for us. Yes, we're afraid of domineering characters, move along. Coming at number 7, we present Crocodiles on Steroids, aka Killer Croc. Batman Arkham Asylum was released in 2009 and instantly took the gaming world by storm. Some loyal fans even say that it's the best superhero game ever. Arkham Asylum not only featured a distinctive combat system, which is also used by other titles today, but also introduced a new Batman world full of intriguing characters. Each character in the game is designed with an almost eerie accuracy to the original artworks and designs. Players were completely blown away by Gordon, Joker, and Batman, among other various characters that embodied their identities down to the dot. Clothing, proportions, posture, you name it. If Killer Croc wasn't already a horrific character, the developers made him even more of a menace. The bulging muscles, sharp teeth, and scaly skin made for the perfect mix to trigger nightmares. We'd rate him at 6.5 out of 10. Not to mention, giving Jaws an entirely new meaning, here's Melina at number 6. Mortal Kombat 11 is the latest version of the iconic gaming franchise from Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. This rendition basically took everything the previous games did and made it better. From cinematic deaths to clashing combos, the game simply does not disappoint in any way. We'd like to commend the visuals on the title as well, as it features some of the most stunning and realistic graphics we've seen in fighting games. Thankfully, the stunning visuals also translate into character designs. Mortal Kombat 11 has some of the best character compositions in the entire series. Speaking of which, Melina, who looks rather wholesome and hot from a distance, transforms completely when close. The wide-mouthed femme fatale deserves an easy 8 out of 10 from us. Let's learn more about one of the candidates for the monsters under our bed. At number 5, we have Demon of Song. Guys, not gonna lie, we're even spooked speaking of this character right now out of fear it might just crawl out from under our desk. The Souls series initiated a completely new genre of games numerous developers have tried to copy. Much to their disappointment, it has been quite difficult as the franchise offers a whole lot more than Souls-like gameplay. Two of the best things about the From Software series are its visuals and art direction. Players simply cannot get enough of them or find them anywhere else. This brings us to the epic designs of the bosses in Dark Souls. In the franchise, the scariest monster that we found to be was the Demon of Song. The hybrid of a frog and skull has a horrific presence that simply terrifies us. It easily ranks in the top 3 spots of the most terrifying characters in non-horror and horror games for us. If you hadn't guessed, it's at a 9 out of 10 for us. What's more, at number 4, we have one of the scariest protagonists, Raziel. Raziel may very well be the only protagonist that's getting featured for his blood-curdling looks on this list. The demon-like blue hero was introduced in the Legacy of Kain franchise as a supporting character. Soon after, the hero who doesn't look like a hero became the face and highlight of the series after the launch of the Soul Reaver games. The Legacy of Kain franchise is a fan favorite mostly because of its plot twists, dark and deep storyline, and a number of the most innovative gameplay designs that we've seen. Sadly, it slipped into hiatus after the launch of Legacy of Kain Defiance way back in 2004. Fans of the game have still not lost hope and wish to see a remake or sequel someday. Raziel is a solid 7.5 out of 10. The 0.5 is because he's one of the good ones. Up next, things are getting icky with Master at number 3. When it comes to role-playing video games, most players consider Fallout, a post-nuclear role-playing game, to be the ultimate sci-fi experience. The game came out in 1997, slowly made its way into the hearts of gamers, and is now considered to be a cult classic with a massive fan base. The role-playing game features excellent gameplay design, a ton of freedom, plenty of dialogues, and an authentic role-playing experience. The visual design may be decades old, but Master, the main antagonist, still looks like a formidable villain after all these years. We can't really put a finger on it, if it's just gross or scary or what, but it sure has mastered making our spine tingle. See what we did there? Master racks up a well-deserved 9 out of 10 points from us. Coming in at number 2, let's look at the literal representation of the monster from our childhood, Mega Satan. If there's one rule in the gaming universe, it's that a game doesn't need to be hyper-realistic to be good. Visual design translates regardless, and The Binding of Isaac is the perfect example of this. The game employs a cute and cartoony art style which quickly becomes addictive. What's more, it also showcases some of the most terrifying characters and offers a scary AF backstory. One of the most offensively scary personas that we found in the franchise was Mega Satan, the Chapter 6 box. The Goat and Skull hybrid demon is seriously one of the most horrifying villains, especially considering that the hero is a mere child. Also, we're pretty sure we imagined something like Mega Satan as the monster in the dark when growing up. Mega Satan gets 8 out of 10. Last but not least, at number 1, we have Moon. Nintendo may be targeting the younger demographic with its child-friendly and cute gamers. However, the developers sometimes go a bit over the top when it comes to design. Yes, we're talking about Moon in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. We get how players have to save Termina from getting wrecked by a moon collision, but have you looked at the friggin' moon? Players say that the design of the moon doesn't fully blend with the visuals of the game, making it a rather obnoxiously huge object set out to destroy the world. The moon gets a 9 out of 10 from us. We only hope we don't see it lurking in a shadow in our room. That's a wrap for this video. What character are you most terrified of? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.